creating characters. Each of them are creating characters. I know on the show, for prosthetics, because makeup is an additive process, we tend to look for people that have good bone structure because we're building up on their faces. But that's really it. I mean, it's the physicality of it that sells it. Being able to obviously to take direction, like I had said earlier, because that's very important. But other than that, sometimes people listen on the show. We get thousands and thousands of requests for people to come down and be zombies, and I always think it's interesting because I think once they get there and it's Atlanta and it's 110 degrees and the humidity, I think the idea of being a zombie is much more glamorous. I don't think anybody's ever said zombie and glamorous in the same sense. The idea of it is much more glamorous, but in this instance, again, people just they want. I always joke around about the fact that there's two kinds of people in the world. There's one person that stood in front of their mirror with a hairbrush singing when they were a kid, and then there's the other kid that did a zombie walk. And so you
kid does both.
What's that?
My kid does both.
There you go. Well, then you have a super talented daughter. So people just, there's an innate sort of interest in it.
Is there something
Your daughter's how old?
3.
His daughter's 3 years old, and he said to her yesterday, "Hey, I have to go to work now. I'm working on The Walking Dead." She's like, "Oh, I know how to do that." She'd never seen the show, but she went in. 3-year-old just went into a zombie walk. So maybe you'll see her run another attraction.
Yeah, there must be something innate in our DNA that primarily knows how to do that, though. But I think what also is important, when you're working with actors, and the big difference between a television show and doing it live in an attraction is, like Greg referenced this today, you call cut on a set, and everybody, maybe you film 2 minutes. What's the average length of time? You roll the camera 2 minutes,
yeah.
right? And when you're doing it, in our world, and it's a new show every 10 seconds, particularly in a walk-through attraction, just in Horror Nights alone, any performer will do any particular thing we direct for maybe 60,000 times during the course of the event. In a 365-day a year permanent daytime attraction, that's going to be in the millions over time.
Yeah.
So you're looking for stamina. You're looking for people to approach it almost like you would if you were training for a marathon. But you're also looking for people to bring their own creativity to it within the confines of the brand. So, one of the things we'll really get into when we get into rehearsal in the weeks ahead is, I kind of joked about it. I said, finding an inner walker within yourself. I'm actually really serious about that. Within the role that you're playing, think about how you were killed, and how did that affect you physically? Greg did it out there. He goes, "Oh, your arms looks like it's broken," which is cool because it gives them a unique physical thing to do. And as long as it's consistent with the brand and the show and the characters are playing, if our performers are able to invest it with their own creativity too, and bring their own physicality to it, they're more invested in their role, and it's going to lead to a better performance.
It's interesting.